If you thought you knew everything there was to know about cooking bacon, think again. I'm testing 13 bacon hacks to see which ones are game changers and which ones aren't worth the grease. Starting with the old twist and cook. I have seen this many times, but I've actually never tried it, so we're doing it together. Twisting your bacon is going to be a new fun way to serve it. It makes for great garnishes, but it also enables you to cook more on your pan. So you just take your slices, twist them, and bake them. Supposedly it still gets crispy, but it's also kind of a better bite because it's gonna be a little bit thicker, not just like a flat sheet of bacon. Because when I'm like cooking bacon for the family, I'll just cook a whole pack, and you can almost, it's like you always have 2 leftover pieces of bacon. So if you can get more on your sheet pan by doing this, that right there is worth it. Plus it just probably makes for a cute presentation. And I already know how I'm gonna serve this up. Okay, twist it, see? The whole pack easily fit on the sheet with room to spare. And I'm just gonna pop this into the oven, 375, till it's crispy. It has been about 18 minutes. It is curly. It's very soft, and it's not cooking in any fat. I think we got a ways to go. Finally, does work. It just takes a while. It's not very crispy, but I think this is one that if you let it sit, it'll get crispier. No, I gotta go back in. Coco likes her bacon crispy. My son would like me to stop at this point. He likes chewy bacon, but that's too chewy for me. I gotta go back in a few more minutes. That's better. Check out our little twisty, curly bacon. Something about this feels like there's less grease. I don't know where it went, but there's not a lot in the pan. So I don't know that this is what I would do every morning because it just takes so long, but for just a fun presentation, that would serve its purpose. And speaking of fun presentation, I feel like there's only really one way to do this. I'm not one to normally put bacon in my Bloody Mary, but when it looks this cute, almost like a straw, you're like, why not? That is when you turn Bloody Mary into brunch. I don't always put bacon in my Bloody Mary, but when I do, it's curly. This is the most unhinged way I've ever seen to cook bacon. You just simply dump it all in a pot and stir until it's cooked. What you're not gonna get with this method is like flat strips of bacon, but you get like kind of curly, crunchy pieces of bacon, which I happen to love. Will it get crunchy? Will this take forever? And is this unnecessary, or is this just genius? Let's see. I think you just go. You're still so wrong. P.S. When you start cooking bacon, it's always good to kind of start it in a colder pan, or in this case, pot. As the pot heats up, the bacon slowly heats up and the fat kind of renders out, and then it cooks in its own fat. So you don't add anything, you just cook and stir. It's kind of like whoever made this up is like, I don't give a rip about nothing. It is working. It takes a while for the bacon grease to start coming out, but once it does, now we're cooking. Cooking with gas and grease. It is gonna be curly, crunchy bacon. It is cooking a little unevenly, but I'm hopeful that in the end, it's all gonna be just fine. Look at this. The internet does not lie. I don't care what you say. If you're looking for just efficiency, dump and go, baby. It's curly, it's crispy, / a little bit chewy, I guess in the center. Once it starts happening, it happens faster, so be on standby. I probably could have even cooked more. I could have cooked the whole pack. So once it starts shrinking, you can get a lot more in there. Unhinged, yet delicious looking curly bacon from a pot. My first time ever. Look at that. That's what you get. Where it is curly, but you can tell it's crunchy. The center is a little chewy, but this would satisfy in my house because we are half team crispy and half team chewy bacon. That works. This is the kind of bacon you want to serve on side of your eggs and toast, maybe not fitting for presentation, or maybe not even for a sandwich, or maybe for a sandwich, because then you get extra crunchy pieces of bacon in your bite. This hack is an A++. I'll do that again. We've cooked some bacon, now we have our bacon fat, and it brings me to my first bacon fat hack. If you like to cook with bacon fat, as I do, this is a great way to kind of purify, kind of clean that fat out, and then store it for later use. Take your bacon fat, add it to a jar, and to that we're gonna add in really hot boiling water. Equal parts, make sure your lid is secure, and then give it a shake. And then we pop it in the fridge upside down, and we'll watch the magic happen. Voila, open it, and then we pour off the water that has accumulated, and that has trapped any other little impurities in there. Then you're left with pure, clean, ready to use bacon fat. It's ready to go. There's no like floating specks in there. Listen, the stuff I keep on my counter, it has the specks in it, but now that I know this, that was really easy. This is gonna last longer because you don't have those little flecks in there. It's just gonna give you an overall better product. That's a good bacon fat hack right there. Another A.
Do you bite up?
Psych. It's one of those things that feels wrong, but it's right. Hack number 4, we're boiling bacon and it gets crispy. Simply lay your bacon in your pan, cover it with water, and let her cook. This is gonna steam the bacon first. It's gonna slowly render the fat out into the water, and then that water is going to evaporate out, and then it will be left to get crispy. This kind of helps you evenly cook the bacon where you don't have to babysit it quite as much and you can get stuff done, like finish cooking your breakfast. And it produces really delicious and crispy bacon. As you can see, the water has evaporated out, and that means the fat has also kind of gone away because it was within the water after it rendered. And now the bacon has started to take shape, and now it's gonna start to get brown. So I'm just gonna give it a little flip. At this point, it's gonna start happening a little faster. Okay, ready? Some thoughts here. This hack is gonna be best if you do it in a non-stick skillet, because as you can tell, I'm making a mess in the skillet. It's gonna clean just fine, but sometimes you risk sticking. The slices are going to be evenly cooked. They're going to be a nice shape. Just don't know if it's worth the time. All right, I'm going to drain it, and then let's assess if we like this method or not. Finished product, good, evenly cooked. I mean, they are kind of perfect pieces of bacon. So at the end of the day, the hack does work, and it's ideal if you need more time and less maintenance when you're cooking the bacon. Otherwise, I might skip it, but there's nothing wrong with it. You can cook bacon in water just fine. And I'm just gonna serve this one up on a sandwich. We've cooked up some good bacon. Now I'm gonna show you a couple hacks when it comes to storing your bacon. If you buy your bacon in bulk, likely you like to freeze it, but when it comes time to use it, you have to use and thaw the whole pack because all the slices are stuck together and it's hard to pull them apart. So this little hack I thought was very smart. You just take some parchment paper. You could also do this with wax paper, and you just lay your slices down. So you have to like open all your packs of bacon. Parchment is gonna act as a barrier between each slice. Fold it over, fold it over, fold it over. Okay, and you make a bunch of these, and we just store these in the freezer. You can also like put a Sharpie to each of these and say half a pound or half a pack. Then you just keep them stored in here, pop them in your freezer, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Here's some we did yesterday. Once it's frozen, you just undo. You can even tear this. Use the parchment and simply go like this and pop it in the microwave. But once they're frozen, you can just pull apart and use one slice at a time or however many you want. Pretty smart storage hack. Now it makes sense to buy 4 pounds of bacon at the same time. TikTok teaches us so much. Another storage hack is when you only want or need to use half a pack and then you want to store the other half and you don't care about having long slices. You just take your pack of bacon. I'm only gonna use half today, cook it for breakfast, especially if you're doing like breakfast sandwiches. I've never done this before, so just going on what I saw. Say we're gonna cook this half, then you take the other half of your package. That was easy. And it's got its own built-in Ziploc bag. How you like that? This next bacon hack is a flavor hack. We are going to candy it. Candied bacon is just one of the greatest treats ever because it is both sweet and salty and crunchy and chewy. It's a perfect bite on one strip. For this one, we like a thick cut bacon. This is one of those things like an elevated appetizer / this is a bonus recipe in this hack episode. You can turn something as simple as bacon into something special. Grab a wire rack inside of a baking sheet that's lined with foil. You do want to line your baking sheet with foil because it's going to get sticky and you don't want to sit here cleaning this mess up. You're going to lay your bacon across. You can snuggle them up next to each other so that you can fit it all in one pan. Then we make a sweet and spicy mixture. We've already got the saltiness going on in the bacon. So I'm starting with brown sugar. To that, some crushed red pepper, a little cayenne, and then some black pepper. Give this a mix. You just want to be sure the spices are evenly distributed into the sugar so that you don't get an overwhelmingly spicy bite. And then we're just going to take some and kind of press it onto each slice. So as this cooks, the sugar melts and then it kind of caramelizes on the bacon, thus making it candied. And this takes a while to cook, a good half hour or so, because first you gotta let it melt into there and then you gotta let it get crispy. So it's like a two-step process. Don't forget to wash your hands. It's the same effect as if you were handling a jalapeno and you don't wanna touch your eye accidentally. And I'm just going into the oven and we'll check it in about 25-30 minutes. Bubbles on top coming in hot. See how beautiful that looks? You can see all the little flecks of the crushed red pepper and the regular black pepper. You want this to get kind of crunchy. That sugar is going to harden back up. So you have to let this cool absolutely, completely, 100%. Let it go. Our candied bacon, look how cute she is. See all those little crunchy bits of candy on the bacon? It's chewy and crunchy and sweet, salty, and spicy. This makes me want like a little cold cocktail to have with it. It's a high protein snack. The next hack is the bacon weave hack. Basically, we're gonna weave half strips of bacon together just like you would the old loom set that we used to have as a kid. And this is ideal for burgers or breakfast sandwiches. You can make these in advance and then you've got a nice little patty of bacon. It can also be the bread to a BLT without the bread. So basically you're gonna take 3 strips of bacon cut in half so that you have 6 halves. Line them up, open the middle one, lay another half across, close it. Now open the outer strips, lay a piece across, boom, and then lift up that middle piece again, lay your third set down, and we have cute little bacon wings. And then you just bake these off in the oven and then you've got them ready to go. That is cute. Probably even easier if you do it on the baking sheet. You can make these in advance and then keep them in your fridge. You can always pop them then in the microwave or the air fryer for just a couple minutes in the morning and put them on your bread with an egg. That'll be so cute. But I think it's ideal for a burger. It's like little bacon quilts. So 1 standard pack of bacon makes 4 bacon weave blankets. And these go into the oven to bake until they are crispy. Oh, cute. See how they're like the perfect little size to put on a sandwich or a burger? That is so cute. The bacon weave hack is something you gotta try just for fun. And you're guaranteed to get a little bacon in every bite. It's a good one. Another bacon fat hack, and this one is in regards to draining your bacon fat. If you don't wanna put it in a vessel, you don't wanna dirty a strainer, you don't have anything else to do with it except throw it away. You might have seen this one before, but in case you forgot. Simply take a piece of foil, fit it into your drain. It creates a little bowl to catch the bacon fat, and then simply drain your fat straight from your pan, then wrap it up and toss it. This is good if you don't want to dirty up that coffee cup that sits next to your sink that keeps your bacon fat. You just don't feel like saving it. It's in this little package, and it's gone. They say the trick to getting some extra texture and flavor and flat bacon, all you have to do is add flour. What happens is the flour is going to absorb the moisture and fat that comes out of the bacon, and then it will cook with it on it, making like a little crust onto the bacon. It's like oven fried bacon. It's kind of like when you put flour on potatoes and make French fries, you just get that extra little like crunchiness. Or at least that's what I'm hoping happens, because I could be down for this. Besides improving the texture, it's also supposed to give you nice, like perfectly flat strips of bacon. And I think there's a time and a place for when you want flat strips of bacon. All right, and then you just bake it like normal. I'm gonna go 375 until it's crispy. Let's see if there is flour power. There is more texture. Now it is sticking to the parchment. And it is flat. And like I said, it did absorb some of the grease. Let's see. There's a couple bald spots. But you can look at the slice and see the like crunchy texture. It's like when you fry chicken, just add a little flour, it makes for this like crunchy exterior. Now let me see. We don't wanna taste the flour. We don't want it to be too floury. Almost, I feel like I tasted a little bit. I think maybe if I cooked it longer, like this end. That's better. You gotta go really light in order to avoid tasting it, and you gotta cook it till it's crisp throughout. If you like crunchy bacon, not just crisp bacon, but crunchy bacon, the flour hack, it's definitely one to try. You want the whole strip to look like this, where it's bubbly and crunchy. Otherwise, you're gonna taste the flour, because I do taste it on the undercooked parts. This is maybe a B+ hack, because you gotta perfect it, but if you can perfect it, it'll be an A. I got another bacon fat hack, because we can't have enough bacon fat. This hack is freeze your bacon fat. Freeze it into small portions in an ice cube tray. You can even do it in an egg carton. Then you have the perfect amount to saute in, or just to start in any recipe. Because usually, if you have it on your counter, you're usually just grabbing a little spoonful at a time to saute. Well, now you've got perfect little cubes of bacon fat ready to go. They're ready to go when you're ready to go. It's like butter. See, it's the perfect amount. You can use it the same way you do butter, but this is gonna give it that good Southern flavor. That's how you do it. A simple trick like that can elevate your dishes, because we all know bacon makes it better. Want to know another smart hack? Parcook your bacon. You know the bacon that comes also like at Costco in a huge pack, or just anywhere on the shelf you can get pre-cooked bacon. That's all it is it's par-cooked. But you also usually spend at least 50% more for that pack of bacon and usually get less. So why not par-cook your own? Because what is the benefit to par-cooking bacon or buying pre-cooked bacon? Is because you can cook it in no time. If you want to do this at home, just cook your bacon about 75% of the way. You can store it in the fridge or the freezer after it's par-cooked. Drain off any grease. This is just a good meal prep thing to do, maybe at the beginning of the week. It kind of helps your mornings go by a little easier. Par-cooked bacon on the ready. I'm gonna show you how we'll use it, but I'm gonna let it cool first. So an example of how to use your par-cooked bacon. Like, oh no, my recipe calls for some chopped cooked bacon. I don't wanna have to get out bacon and start from scratch. Good, because you have some par-cooked bacon. Give it a little chop, and then 1 minute in the microwave, you're gonna have recipe ready bacon. See? The benefits to par cooking, it's recipe ready when you are. Ta-da! We've knocked them out of the park, and we've got one more left. For my final trick, make your own bacon bits. Are you still buying things like this? Would you rather have this bacon that was cooked several months ago, packed in a plastic bag, and sitting on the shelf at your grocery store that looks like this? Or just make your own, fresh. All you have to do is take your bacon. At this point, you're gonna want like kind of crispier bacon. We're trying to get those old-fashioned bacon bits. So a food processor works great here. What was that, 5 seconds? You have bacon bits. Let's do a comparison. You have the shelf kind, or you can have fresh kind. Your eyes don't lie. The eyes don't lie. Sometimes you have to see it to believe it. We have completed the task, 13 hacks to make your bacon better, easier, and tastier. Am I right? If you have any more bacon hacks that I have missed, drop them in the comments below.